have never been in such a loud mall.
What's up, guys? Thank you for coming. It means so much. Thank you.
Now, you know, a lot of these people have been here, like, since 6 a.m. A lot of these people, right?
Thank you, guys. We really, really appreciate it.
Some since 4 a.m. It's crazy. It's insane, right?
You guys are amazing. Thank you so much.
I think
it works.
All right, so the cast, we got the cast here. Now, I know a lot of you guys had some questions. Some submitted at y100.com. Are you guys ready for this? This is the hot seat moment.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
hit me.
Yeah, no questions about the movie. We discussed that, right? Yeah, none of those.
About the movie.
We'll talk about sports.
What movie?
We'll talk about sports. Yeah, what? This thing? Yeah, the Hunger Games. Yeah, all right.
Has anybody heard of the Hunger Games? I don't really know what that
You're going to be responsible for all of these people destroying their voices.
I love the fact somebody has their iPad held up over there. I love that. I respect that right there. I don't have the iPhone. I have the iPad.
iPhone.
All right, so we'll get to the first question. You guys ready? First question, of course, for Jennifer. All right. Did you actually learn to be an archer, or was that a double?
I actually learned all of my archery and did all of it.
Any injuries while, you know?
Yeah, but my instructor didn't care because she was an Olympian, and so when I would get hurt, she was just like, do it 100 more times.
She was like, I don't care if you're Jennifer Lawrence, you're getting this right.
What?
She didn't care. She's like, I don't care if you're Jennifer Lawrence, you got to get this right.
No, she had no idea and did not care. She was scary, but great, and did a good job.
All right, we got another question. Were you a fan of the book before you auditioned, or were you just cast for this role? Were you a fan of, like, the book, or?
Yeah, I had read the books before I ever knew about the movies, and I read them all in, like, 4 days and loved them. And then heard about the movie, and then met Gary, and then went in for a screen test.
Now, Rue, we have to ask a question for you. Amanda, which, by the way, I love your name. Which skill did you wish you had than the one given in the book?
You mean which skill would Rue have?
Yeah, would Rue have as your character, yes.
I think it'd be cool if Rue actually knew how to do archery too. Because then she could shoot people from the trees.
She's like, be careful what you wish for. You don't want to go through all that training. All right, Jennifer, what other skills would you like other than archery?
Teleporting.
Yes, teleporting in the book.
Did I say the right thing? There's a lot of potential teleporters out here.
Big fans of teleporting. It's trending right now on Twitter. All right, so Kato, or Alexander, all right.
Get out of here.
The ladies want to know, how old were you when you first started acting?
I was 12.
12? Okay. And you knew right out the gate, this is what you wanted to do?
Hands down, absolutely. It's what I want to do my whole life.
Okay, all right. Let's see, another question for Jennifer. There were many actresses who were competing to win the role that you have, okay? What was your first reaction when you first heard that you won the role?
Well, I was in England, and it was the middle of the night, so I was really, why is that so exciting? Yeah, we all love England. So
they're actually from England. No, I'm joking. No, I'm not totally joking.
Now I get it. Okay, that makes sense. Hey, okay. Yeah, so I was in England. It was the middle of the night, and so my agents called, and I was really excited, but I was tired. So I was like, "Can I just call you guys back in the morning?" And then I fell asleep and woke up and was like, "Was that a really weird dream?" I didn't know for the longest time if I had dreamed it or not.
Okay, so we have a question for all of you guys. If you could be, that was a pretty bird. That was a very pretty bird. If you could be any other character, who would you want to be? Who would you want to be? If you could be any other character in the movie.
Definitely Rue.
I would be Effie.
I think I would probably be Chloe, because I'd love to know how to throw knives.
Notice nobody ever says Katniss.
Yeah, no.
Nobody ever.
I would be if I. Yeah, totally.
She's a pretty bad character. I wouldn't want to be her either.
All right, so a question for everybody here. How does it feel to be in a movie that the world will be watching? I mean, this is a huge movie. How does that feel? Any pressure? I mean,
it's terrifying, but it's already happening, so I'm just waiting, and I'm excited. It's just scary, too.
I don't really care if the world's watching. I just care if you guys are watching.
Oh, you're so good.
all right, so I love that answer, by the way. Amanda, how do you feel knowing this? Because you're a very, very young actress.
I think it's incredible. I mean, you guys are incredible, and I'm so excited for you to see the movie.
All right, let's see. How hard was it to film the actual Hunger Games scene, like the scenes for the movie, like the fight, I guess the action scenes in the movie? Was it hard to like filming those, or?
Well, yeah, mostly just, the heat. It was really hot in North Carolina, and then stunts are tricky. You worded it well. It's like a dance and like choreography, and then sometimes when you're throwing somebody, or somebody's throwing you, it actually really does hurt. Or getting strangled really does hurt. So yeah, they are tricky.
All right, so Alexander, we got a question for you. How were you able to mentally prepare for your role as a vicious tribute?
Yeah, I don't really see him as a villain, more as just somebody who is kind of just that's kind of the only thing he's ever known.
Okay.
And when he gets into the Hunger Games, he just becomes really twisted and kind of psychotic. But the reason I took the role was at the very end of the movie, he kind of has this kind of redeeming quality at his death scene, which I love. So that's why I really kind of did it.
Okay. All right, so another question, actually for Amanda, okay? Hopefully your mic works this time. As Rue, could you imagine if Katniss had died instead, or how would you carry on and possibly become the victor of the games?
I think Rue would be very devastated, but not working. Okay, there it is. Okay, I think Rue, here we go. I think Rue would be very devastated, of course, but I think she would carry on as Katniss did, because I think Katniss would want Rue to win. And so I think she would take to the trees and try to survive.
All right. So, a question for all of you guys up here. Do you think you would survive in a real-life Hunger Games situation?
Absolutely not.
Alexander, would you be able to survive?
Did I cover it for all of us?
Yeah.
Absolutely no way. Okay, all right. Hold on. All right, which character do you guys find the most relatable and why? And these are all, by the way, questions from a lot of people off of Facebook as well.
I think I find either Katniss or Rue the most relatable, because I think they are really kind of like the protagonists, and so you immediately feel a connection to them, and you immediately love them.
Okay. Let's see. What was the hardest stunt you guys had to do?
I think the very end scene at the
It's talking. Every time you talk, they start screaming.
at our final scene on the cornucopia, we have this big fight scene at the very end of the book. So that was pretty challenging. But it was great fun.
Okay. All right. Have you guys ever met Suzanne Collins? Have you guys met?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, we met her when she actually came for my death scene. So she came on that day, and I got to talk to her about my death, which was kind of a strange experience.
Let me ask you guys a question. Like, meeting the author, did you guys have any, not necessarily tips, but maybe like suggestions?
Well,
No?
I think Suzanne had like such a big impact on the way the Hunger Games was orchestrated, like the film. So I think a lot of the fans are gonna be really happy with the way it's received, and Suzanne put all her heart and soul into the movie as well as she did the book. So I think everyone's gonna be very, very happy with the final result.
Okay. All right. Let's see. A question for all you guys. What tribute in the arena out of all 24 did each of you feel that you could relate to the most?
I think Peeta.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that.
Can I borrow this? Or wait. No, it's working. I don't know. PETA, because God, sorry. This mic blows. I always thought PETA because he has this beautiful monologue and when he says even if he dies, he just doesn't want the games to change him and he's been in love with this girl for so long and then I don't know. I just think not that I've ever been in that situation, but I'm like, I feel for you.
So you're kind of a romantic. You would say you're a romantic.
I'm a girl.
Come on.
Jeez.
What question was that? It's off my Facebook page. I'm sorry. All right. How was the experience to work with all the other cast members?
It was incredible to work. It was incredible to work with everyone. I mean, Stanley Tucci. I don't know if you guys have seen The Devil Wears Prada. But definitely one of my favorite movies. So I got to work with him, which was pretty amazing. And then, of course, working with Jen was incredible because she's hilarious, and we bonded.
But you just didn't have fun working with me at all.
Oh, no, I didn't like Xander at all.
Wow, way to leave him out. It's all right. Kidding. Everybody's screaming anyway. It's good. It's all right. All right. So, Alexander, another question for you. Where did you draw your inspiration to play the often heartless Kato? Where did you get your inspiration for that?
I think a lot of it just came from the book. I mean, I was such a huge fan of the book as well as all of you. I think really mostly just derived from the book. And Suzanne and I had talked about, developing a backstory for Kato, so I had something to go off of. And really I had a lot of creative freedom to create a character that I really wanted to create.
So we got another question.
I love you guys. Thank you so much.
We got another question for everybody up here. Did you ever think that the Hunger Games had such a huge following?
Well, here, I'm gonna give this microphone one more chance later.
Here, let's switch. We'll switch. I'll try that one.
But you need to talk.
Yeah, they're more excited to hear from you.
Yeah,
sorry,
but you're actually saying important things. I'm just like talking just because I'm here.
All right, go ahead.
What was the question?
Did you ever think that the Hunger Games had such a huge following?
Well, yeah. I mean, when I was reading, I remember when I was reading them, and then as soon as there was casting, it was just kind of this huge following. So yeah. I mean, I was aware of the huge fan base at the very beginning. Amanda?
Yeah. I mean, I was a huge fan. I mean, I bet a lot of you guys have read the first book multiple times, and so have I. and yeah, I was a huge fan. I mean, I read the first book at least 4 times before I even knew there was going to be a movie. So to be part of it is incredible.
All right. Now, Jennifer, we got another question for you. Were the costumes difficult to get into, and were they comfortable? Because they didn't look comfortable, the costumes and all that.
Yeah, the costumes were incredible, but definitely not comfortable. There's one that's made out of latex, which is never something you should put on just for fun. I mean, they were beautiful, but yeah, they're not the most comfortable.
Not in the North Carolina heat either, right? No.
Yeah, that darn jacket that she never takes off, and she never walks. She's always running in the North Carolina heat.
All right, so Alexander, they say, how awesome, and there's a heart on here, by the way, if you want. How awesome was your scene fighting off the mutts in the movie?
It was fantastic. It was kind of funny because the way they did it was I had a bunch of stunt guys in like a bunch of green suits because they have to green screen the whole thing, basically pulling at me in different directions. And we had this very funny moment where, do you remember this? Wait, what? Okay, so you got to explain.
I want to tell it.
This is actually funny.
Okay.
I like this.
So I'm supposed to kill him, right? Because he's like, oh, and he's in pain, and I'm like, all right, I'll kill him.
I got like tears in my eyes and everything.
Yeah, and he's like giving this amazing performance, but no, you were. I know I'm slurring it, but that's just because I'm tired. Doesn't mean because I don't mean it. And so one of the stuntmen, like when I fire the arrow, since I obviously can't fire an arrow at our beloved Xander, he was just supposed to get a cue, like die, and then he just died, but he didn't hear it. So I shot the arrow, and I'm watching him, and he's still like, ah, oh, like writhing around, and I just like finally went, die already. He wouldn't die.
Now, Alexander, what is your favorite scene in the movie, and why?
I think definitely the scene between Jen and Amanda, Rue's death scene is pretty just rocking. So yeah, it's pretty emotional, and I think all the fans are gonna absolutely love that scene.
Now, Jennifer, same question for you. What was your favorite scene in the movie, in the film, and why?
Sorry, I'm gonna take this again. I think my favorite was my scene with Stanley Tucci when Caesar Flickerman, and he interviews me before the games, because it was kind of like just so insane, because we had just gotten done shooting all of the arena stuff, and then seeing just the blue hair and the white teeth, and he's unbelievable. And then it was also kind of the moment when Katniss realizes that this is all a game, and if she wants to win, she has to play along.
And now, question for everybody. Let's start with Amanda. What would be your strategy in the Hunger Games? If it was real life, what would be your own strategy?
I think it would be the same as Rue's. I think I would run away and then go for the trees and definitely climb as high as I could and scavenge.
Okay.
I would just walk right into the center, because I would know I was gonna die, and I would just be like, make it quick.
I'd probably try to find water. I think that's what you have to do, find water.
All right, another question for the cast. Did you read any of the books before? Well, obviously you guys mentioned that. You guys all read all the books before you were chosen, right? Let's see, another question for Amanda. What drew you to being casted as Rue? What drew you to that character?
I mean, I fell in love with Rue when I read the books, just because she's very sweet, and she's also very quick and more clever than you would think. And she's also very resourceful. And so I think everyone kind of just falls in love with how sweet she is.
Okay. Now, another question for all you guys. We'll start with Alexander. What is your favorite part of your experience of working, doing, and filming the Hunger Games? What was your favorite part, if you had to pick one thing?
I think we all just kind of went and we filmed in North Carolina, and we all kind of just became one big family, and that was pretty amazing. Also learning a lot of the action stuff that Jen and I had to do. We had to do a lot of agility training and parkour and free running, lots of fight sequences. I trained with a U.S. Navy SEAL. I had to put on a lot of weight for that, and yeah, it was fantastic.
All right, let's see. Jennifer, question for you. What was your favorite part of any of the books? If you had to pick your own favorite, your personal favorite.
Oh, God.
Tough question. Tough audience.
I think probably in the second book, when she breaks out of the kind of game atmosphere, and then all of a sudden they're like in District 13 and they start making a war.
All right.
Thanks for screaming.
Another question for Jennifer. If you could, would you choose another character to play in the movie?
Well, no.
Okay, last question. We'll do it for everybody up here. What was the biggest challenge relating to your character, and how did you overcome it? Were there any challenges playing your roles?
Well, I have a story to tell.
Okay.
So we were shooting this one scene in a meadow. You guys might know what I'm talking about. And there were bees' nests and hornets' nests all around where we were shooting. So someone stepped on one of the nests, and I happened to be right by it. And so then they all swarmed, and I got stung 4 times in the face. It was pretty painful. But then Jennifer came to the rescue, and she pulled me out and like carried me to the car and was like, step on it. And then we, you know, I'm pretty sure that you could have. And then we drove back to base camp, and she got me like brownies and ice cream and cookies. And then she ate everything.
But she was getting like medicine on her face. She couldn't eat it, and the ice cream is melting. What would you have done?
Don't let it go to waste, no.
Yeah.
All right, what was the biggest, okay, so Jennifer, what was the biggest challenge in relating to your character, do you think?
I don't ever really think it's important to relate to her. I mean, I admire her and I respect her, and I feel like I understand her enough where I can speak like her and it not sound ridiculous. But I didn't really, I wish I could relate to her. I wish that I was like cool and brave and all of, I'm speaking, no, I'm kidding. But I wish I could relate to her a lot more than I actually do. Can.
And Alexander, you?
Sorry, I forgot the question.
Hardest part, like relating to your character. Did you have any trouble relating to your character?
I mean, no, it's kind of just like an on-off switch. I think Suzanne did such a great job of kind of just describing who Kato was as a person and the qualities that made Kato Kato and made him kind of the badass he is. And I think the only hard part was really tapping into that dark side of kind of humanity and really trying to find that twisted part of Kato that really comes out during the Hunger Games.
Okay. Now, all my fans of the Hunger Games, Miami, on behalf of them and everybody at Y100, we just want to thank you guys for taking time out. I know you said you're extremely tired.
Thank you guys for coming. Seriously.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
It means the world.
I think in December.
We love you. Thank you.
I think in December when we have our big Jingle Ball concert, we need to have you guys come back down here to Miami. If you think this is crazy,
I'm down. Let's do it.
Done too.
Stand up, both your knees together, close.